So what we need to do is put these two things next to each other. Now we could manually position this next to this orange piece, but there's definitely an easier way to do this. And that is by looking at the parent of this orange and yellow, right? Because these two components are siblings. If you look at these two views, they exist in the same indentation level, so therefore they are considered children. Now, like I could do this, and that doesn't mean that these two are siblings with this one. But if your code is formatted, that's why lint is great. It'll give you an idea of like what are the siblings, right? So when working with siblings and you want to position these siblings in a certain orientation, whether that is in a column form, which is the default, or a row format, you got to look to its parent. And in this case, the parent is top info, right? The parent encases these two children. So I'm going to top info, and then what I'm going to do is use flexDirection row, and then that's going to put these two things in a row and put them next to each other. Now, flexDirection by default is column. So if I remove it, it's the same thing. But like I said, we do want flexDirection row. So flexDirection row is probably, besides height, width, and background color, I think flexDirection row is definitely top 5 of the most used styles that I have. And yeah, so what I would take a little second here, if you are not familiar with flex, right? So flex is a way to move things across the screen. Like if I want to move this frog across the screen, I would do flex end like this, and we can see that it moves over. I would highly recommend that you run through these 24 exercises, however often you need to really grasp flex and Flexbox, like just the flex system that React and React Native use. When it comes to styling and front end work, this is everything, right? Moving things to the center of a box, making text left moving items left to the left of the box, moving items to the right of the box, right? Just imagine trying to move, these things all over. Being able to do that is important and is a super, super common task. So getting ahead of it is something, like I said, I can't recommend enough. I ran through this a couple times when I first started dev, and it's been a ton of help. So like I said, if you're new, you don't quite feel like you got Flexbox. If you're not new, new developer, but you're new to the front end, or you got serious chops on the front end, I would recommend that you check this out. Just try and see if you can do it. I'm sure you can. I'm sure everybody can. But try and see if it's easy or whatever. But it just it's free. This game, if you will, just helps you move things across the screen. It works with many different types of frogs in many different locations. It takes order into consideration, which I never use, but yeah, you can see the order. And this is React focus, right? So if you're, this tutorial, this episode, this stream is for React Native, but if you work on this, it's for React. So it's a little bit different, right? If you're familiar with React, React looks like this. It does the camel case. So React Native uses the camel case, whereas React and just the web, not really React, but just the web, uses this dash format for that stuff. So highly recommend. You'll see that again. I'll bring it up again.